Your report, the Gen AI Divide, State of AI in Business 2025. It's a 26-page report. And if you're a business owner, somebody wants to implement AI into their business, you work with AI, investor maybe, etc., doesn't matter. I really recommend you to read through the whole report. I will give you a summary of what I came through, my conclusion of this report, but I really recommend you to read it so you get your own perspective on it. But anyways, and the headline is brutal. It is very brutal, but I just want to give you a heads up before. This is not about this has nothing to do about this talk about an AI bubble, etc. Nothing at all. This just proves, like I mentioned in earlier videos, and other people that work with AI, etc. know, it's about the implementation system. So many people and companies are they're just scratching the surface and taking a very ineffective approach, basically. Anyways, let's go into this. Here are these report, though the MIT Nanda who made this report. Okay, here reviewers, research period January to June 2025. This report is based on a multi-method research design that includes a systematic review of over 300 publicly disclosed AI initiatives, structured interviews with representatives from 52 organizations, and survey responses from 153 senior leaders collected across 4 major industry conferences. Disclaimers, etc., notes. I won't go through the whole report with you because it will take too long time, but I will read the summary, the executive summary, and I'll give you my own summary. Despite 30 to 40 billion in enterprise investment into Gen AI, this report uncovers a surprising result in that 95% of organizations are getting zero return. 95%. That's crazy. But anyways, and you'll see why. And like I said, that's why I'm emphasizing that implementation is so important, because input, output. You give bad input, you will get bad. You give bad input, you will get bad output. Anyways, the outcomes are so starkly divided across both buyers, enterprises, mid-market, SMBs, and builders, startup vendors, consultancies, that we call it the Gen AI divide. Just 5% of integrated AI pilots are extracting millions of value, while the mass majority remains stuck with no measurable P&L impact. This divide does not seem to be driven by model quality or regulation, but it seems to be determined by approach. Basically, implementation, approach, how the companies are approaching the implementation systems. They have bad systems. You can't, I'll go through this later, but you have to have a good workflow. Anyways, tools like ChatGPT and Copilot are widely adopted. Over 80% of organizations have explored or piloted them, and nearly 40% report deployment. But these tools primarily enhance individual productivity, not PLL performance. Meanwhile, enterprise-grade systems, custom or vendor sold, are quietly being rejected. 60% of organizations evaluated such tools, but only 20% reach pilot stage, and just 5% reach production. Most fail due to brittle workflows. Basically, this is what I wanted to say. The workflows are the most important part. The systems, lack of contextual learning, and misalignment with day-to-day operations. You can't, if you implement AI into a workflow that sucks, the result will not be good. You have to have a good workflow first and foremost, because AI is just like, it's like a topping. It's like the cherry on the topping. It will do that extra, but the workflow is the most important part. From our interviews and surveys with 300 public implementations, 4 patterns emerged that define the Gen AI divide. Here you see limited disruption. Only 2 of 8 measures show meaningful structural change. Big firms lead in pilot volume, but lag in scale up. Of course, investment bias. Budgets favor visible top-line functions over high ROI back office. Even though, like, this is the more important part, people, like they say here, investment bias. They're favorizing the top-line functions, favor visible top-line functions, because it's the flashy part, but that's not the important part. Implementation advantage. External partnerships see twice the success rate of internal business. And I'll go through the summary of why the external partnerships are seeing twice the success rate. There's a reason for this, and it's the implementation, basically. The core barrier to scaling is not infrastructure, regulation, or talent. It is learning. Most GenAI systems do not retain feedback, adapt to concepts, or improve over time. And anyways, I'll skip a little bit because otherwise this will take so long time. While most implementations don't drive headcount reduction, organizations that have crossed the agenda are bringing to see selective workflows impact in customer support, software, and in addition, the highest performing organizations report measurable savings from reduced BPO spending and external agency use. Others cite improved customer retention and sales conversion through automated outreach and intelligent follow-up systems. These early results suggest that learning-capable systems, when targeted at specific process, can deliver real value even without major organizational restructuring. Here's the wrong side, low takeaway. Most organizations fall on the wrong side. Adoption is high, but disruption is low. 7 of 9 sectors show little structural change. Enterprises are piloting GenAI tools, but very few deployment. Generic tools like ChatGPT are widely used, but custom solutions stall due to integration complexity, lack of fit with existing workflows. So basically, the MIT, they have analyzed over 300 world AI implementations, and the result is blunt. 95% of AI projects deliver no return of investment. Not because the models are bad, but because the organizations are implementing AI the wrong way. This is not a technology problem. This is a process problem, basically. And here's the paradox. AI is expected to add trillions to the global economy, yet most companies see nothing. It's like the AI value is like passing, you know, when like two ships are passing by each other in the night and they don't even see each other. So what's actually going wrong here? MIT found 3 repeating patterns, and pattern 1 is the shadow AI economy, I call it. Officially, only a minority of companies have approved AI tools. Unofficially, almost everyone uses AI anyways. Like they said it there, like everybody's using ChatGPT, Claude, personal tools, and people already rely on AI to do the real work. Even when their companies pay like for expensive internal systems, what's happening here, it's actually quite simple. Personal AI usage is exploding, and like this isn't like a rebellion or something. This is a signal that just proves shadow AI is proof that AI already creates value. But most companies, they fight it instead of like studying it. The smart companies are studying it. They find the power users, the ones who are actually using AI correctly and using it effectively, and they document what actually works. Then they formalize it safely. AI adoption, it doesn't start from the top down. It starts where work already happens. And pattern 2 is the innovation gap. This is where most AI projects, they die not because the AI can't think, but because the system can't learn. Basically, like, here's the typical sequence I can give you. A clean AI demo on the outside, like they said, it mentioned here on the report, the visible side, where you can see everything. It's clean, a clean AI demo, perfect data, controlled environment. Then when it meets the real workflow, exceptions, judgment calls, approvals, messy reality, and it collapses. These failures, it's like 3 failures cause this. First off, and the most important part, it's the brittle workflows. The brittle workflows, they assume is going to just be like a straight line. You can't just apply AI because you think it will simplify the process. That's not how it works. Real work is never a straight line. The second one is no learning loop. If corrections made today don't change tomorrow's output, the system isn't intelligent. If it can't learn, it's not intelligent. It's just automated guessing. And the third part is no ownership. Everyone sponsors the pilot, no one owns the outcome, so nothing improves. If nobody like owns the outcomes, how can something improve? How can you get feedback and improve upon the feedback, etc., if nobody's taking the responsibility and accountability? So like the only test that actually matters is if the AI requires a separate tool like login or dashboard, it creates fiction. If corrections made today don't change tomorrow's output, it's not a learning system. And if something like, let's say for example, if something breaks on a Monday morning, and no one knows whose job it is to fix it, basically if no one has ownership of it, if nobody knows whose job it is to fix the break that happened, the error that happened on Monday morning, the project is already dead. Like there's nobody who has ownership here. How's it going to learn? How's it going to, yeah, you get the deal. Anyways, if any of these fail, the pilot it's not innovation, it's theater. It's just a show. It's just, here's something that looks good on the outside. Pattern 3 is the internal team gap. Like they mentioned here, the external teams are far more successful at bringing AI into production. Why? It's not because they're smarter. It's not because like they have more talent or anything like that. It's because internal teams, compared to external teams, the internal teams face organizational gravity, the hierarchy, etc. 4 forces block deployment. First, career risk beats project reward. A failed rollout damages your reputation. A stalled pilot doesn't. So the pilots, they stay parked, like they said. They don't even get launched. They just, they're not deployed into a project. Second, perfect pilots versus real data. Sandbox behavior doesn't survive production. The math isn't wrong, the behavior is missing. Third, momentum dies in procurement. Short pilots, they collide with long approval cycles. Like good projects die on timing. Fourth, no single place for AI to live. Too many tools, there's too many entry points, no habit formation. How is it supposed to basically get implemented then? Users, what they've noticed is that basically from all these reports and stuff, is that users will choose, and how they are using AI privately, the shadow AI that I mentioned, is because users always choose convenience. Convenience always wins. And here's the real lesson: AI fails when it's treated basically like just like a shortcut, and when it's not designed and used as a system. ROI, it appears when AI lives inside real workflows, inside a real system. You can't think that AI is going to do everything and then be like, shit, it sucks, or why is it not working, blah blah. It lives inside real workflows. You have to have, like I mentioned earlier, a good workflow that learns from feedback, has clear ownership, and doesn't require users to change behavior to use it. So the next winners, they won't have better models, they'll just have better learning systems. Anyways, I'll put the link in the description to the study so you can go through it. And if you want practical AI, no hype, no demos, but systems that actually work and reports like this, subscribe. Next, we'll break down how to design AI systems that deliver real ROI. Goodbye, everybody. Take care. Ciao.